just my luck. An audience looking at their video. Don't mind me. I'm heading for the waterfall. Not that anybody will care. You know, I relate more and more to Eeyore on a personal level the older I get and the more of this crappy world that I experience. Hello everyone, welcome back to Home Media Reviews, episode number 50. That just now popped in my mind. This is episode number 50 and it's on Christopher Robin. That's insane to me. We've made it 50 episodes, half of 100. We are slowly making our way to 100 episodes of Home Media Reviews, and I just want to personally thank every single one of you who has watched every episode of Home Media Reviews, and a special shout out to every one of you who's watched every single one twice, including supplementals. That's insane, y'all. Why would you put yourselves through that? To be honest, I was kind of hoping the season 3 finale would be episode 50, but 51's not bad. That's more episodes than I ever thought this show would get. Honestly, I didn't think it would be popular enough to get past season 1. But here we are, with season 3 almost wrapping up and seasons 4 and 5 currently being planned out. That's crazy to me. Thank you all so very much for allowing me to continue to do what I love here on YouTube. With that all being said, this Home Media Review is on Christopher Robin, and let's go ahead and jump right into the history section. So unlike the last couple of weeks, we don't have a long history section here. Christopher Robin really didn't get a lot of love when it first released. Christopher Robin hit theaters on August 3rd, 2018. I was there opening weekend to see this film because you all know how much I love this little bear, A Very Little Brain. Of course I was there weekend of release. I was super hyped up to see this movie in theaters because the trailers told me this movie was going to be great, and, well, they didn't really lie. Little fun fact for you here, coming from the Wikipedia page, Christopher Robin is currently the highest grossing film in the Winnie the Pooh franchise, with over $197 million worldwide. Oh, and it received an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. Yeah, this movie deserves that because Pooh and his friends look photorealistic. Christopher Robin then hit home media on November 6th, 2018 with a Blu-ray and a DVD release. No 4K, which is weird. At this point, 4K was pretty much the standard for home markets and home viewing, so I don't know why Disney skipped out on a 4K release for this film. I went to Best Buy specifically expecting a 4K release of Christopher Robin. Didn't find one. I had to settle for the Blu-ray release. This also came out the same day that Incredibles 2 hit 4K and regular Blu-ray and also DVD, so that's cool. I picked these up on the same day. If you go on Blu-ray.com, however, there is a slot for a Christopher Robin 4K. It doesn't have a release date. There aren't a lot of specs listed for it, so this leads me to believe that there was a 4K that was in production, but it was canceled. But there were some exclusive versions, as with every single Disney release nowadays. Target got its fairly standard Blu-ray and DVD exclusive, which came with a limited edition storybook, and with different poster art with Pooh with the hat over his head, which I think is hilarious. I love that poster art. It's so cute. And then we get to the exclusive that absolutely boggles my mind. Avengers Infinity War, Solo: A Star Wars Story also had these exclusives. There was a Walmart exclusive version of Christopher Robin that did not have a digital copy. It just had a Blu-ray and a DVD. Why does this exist? I mean, it's bad enough that there's not a digital version with this exclusive. But Disney, you go so far as to include the lesser format, a DVD with this, and not the digital copy? For Avengers and Solo, you didn't even include a DVD with those standard Blu-ray releases. And you cut out a digital copy as well for Walmart. Why would you leave the DVD with this? Nobody wants the DVD. But people use those digital copies. I just don't understand what the purpose behind these exclusives were. And it wasn't any less expensive. They were the same price. And as far as history goes, that's it. There has not been another recent reprint of Christopher Robin on any kind of physical movie format, unless you count it being able to be streamed on Disney+, but since this is a physical media show, we don't count that round these parts, so that's it for Christopher Robin, unfortunately. That's the end of the history section. Let's move right along to the close-up. Alrighty, everyone, here's your close-up look at Christopher Robin. We only have one copy to look at, the standard Blu-ray, as this did not get a 4K release, unfortunately. Come on, Disney, where's the 4K of Christopher Robin? We just have our standard Blu-ray. So we've got our multi-screen edition junk up here at the top. This totally ruins the flow of the slipcover and poster artwork, but there's that up there. Ewan McGregor, Christopher Robin, along with, hello there, Ewan McGregor right there. How can I not make that joke? Obviously, I'm a Star Wars fan. Little sticker right there, go behind the scenes with Pooh and more. And then an advert for Movies Anywhere. And then down there at the bottom we have a little triangle thing talking about Movies Anywhere. Again, this wrecks the flow of the poster art on the slipcover, but I like the slipcover. You've got Christopher there with all the little 100-acre wood gang beside him, which I find this really cool. I've got my Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh Blu-ray here. The 4 characters seen on this slipcover are the 4 characters seen on this poster art. That's a cool reference there that I would not have noticed if I wasn't filming these close-ups back-to-back. On the side, we've got Disney Blu-ray, Christopher Robin, Portrait of Pooh, not from the front, it's from a different point in the movie, along with a product number. The back, there's another advert for Movies Anywhere, breakdown of your Blu-ray bonus features, no bonus features on the DVD, or at least I don't think there are any on the DVD. We'll find out when we look at it in the mini tour. Blurb about the movie, barcode, screenshots from the movie featuring Piglet, Tigger, Pooh, Kanga, and Roo, and Eeyore. And then we've got some tech specs and stuff down there at the bottom. And it has to let you know that the iTunes version of this digital code, that does require a iTunes account. That should go without saying, but it has to tell you that, because apparently Blu-ray buyers are stupid. Take off the slipcover. It's essentially the same poster art underneath. Same side. Pretty much the same back, except the bonus content's been squished up a little bit up here at the top to make room for cast and crew information. And if we open this up, there's our DVD, more of a white gray as opposed to standard gray, and the title has been shifted up to the top rather than it being down here. I always thought that was stupid how Disney would plaster their logo right up on the top and then put the title really teeny tiny right there. How do you know what movie that is, huh? You're selling these things to kids who can barely read at all. Why would you put the title of the movie on the side of the disc? It should be at the top, but they fixed that. And there's your Blu-ray disc, appropriately colored blue, and they did the same thing here. The Blu-ray disc logo is now here on the side, where it should be, always. That was a stupid choice, Disney. So, that is your close-up on Christopher Robin. Let's move right along to the menu tour. Alrighty, everyone, here's your menu tour for Christopher Robin. We're starting with the Blu-ray this time around, because I decided to switch things up. Actually, it's because I accidentally put the Blu-ray in the Xbox, and then when I started recording, I realized it was the Blu-ray, and I'm too lazy to change it, so we're just going to roll with it here. So we have our selections down here on the bottom. We have clips from the film playing in the background on some wonderful drawings of the 100-Acre Wood Gang. Now the screen is black, and now we're back. Bonus features include A Movie is Made for Pooh, Who Finds His Voice, Pooh and Walt Become Friends, and Pooh and Friends Come to Life, and then the info tab. So that is it for the bonus features. Not really a lot here, but some cool featurettes there. I'm excited to watch a few of them. For scene selection, we have little titles for each of our scenes, and then a little taskbar over here to tell us where we are in the film. That's always cool. And we don't have a lot of scenes here. We have 14, 13 if you don't count the credits, so I guess that's pretty good. For a film that runs a little over 90 minutes, I guess that's alright. For setup and languages, we have a 7.1 DTS HD Master Audio Mix, a English 2.0 Descriptive Audio Mix, a French 5.1 mix, and a Spanish 5.1 mix. And what do we have for subtitles? We have English, English for the hearing impaired, French, and Spanish. I accidentally selected one of those subtitles. It was English, and I don't know why I did that. My finger just slipped. Let's take a look at sneak peeks. These are definitely just going to play trailers for us, but let's see what trailers are actually on this disc. Here's a Disney Blu-ray trailer. I don't care. That was on the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh last week. Whatever this is, that CG is really cheap. Oh, Disney Now. Oh, okay. Some kind of app? I don't really know what that is. Ooh, a film trailer. What's this going to be for? This is dark and gloomy. Is this Mary Poppins? I think this is Mary Poppins Returns. Yep, I was right. Mary Poppins Returns. There's Emily Blunt. Yep. Boom. I'm a genius, really. Pixar Animation Studios trailer. I guess this is like for their short films. And then that concludes your sneak peeks. Interesting trailers, I guess. Alright, here we are for the menu tour of the DVD, and I must say I made the wrong choice starting with the Blu-ray accidentally because this DVD menu looks poor. There's so much pixelation, the colors look washed out, and it could be just because I'm standing so close to the screen, but this really stuck out to me as being a really bad DVD menu. Bad in terms of picture quality. I mean, this looks piss poor. But as you'll notice, we don't have any bonus features on the DVD. Those are all on the Blu-ray. So let's take a look at the scene selection. It should be the same as on the Blu-ray. Yep, 14 scenes, and I'm pretty sure that they all have the same titles. Setup I don't think will be much different than on the Blu-ray. I mean, it might have some different language options. You've got an English 5.1 mix, that same 2.0 mix for English that was on the Blu-ray, and then same French and Spanish. And then for subtitles, we have English, English for the hearing impaired, French, and Spanish. So nothing has been changed in terms of the setup menu, but you can return to the film from this menu, so that's cool. And then I'm thinking our sneak peeks are going to be the same as on the Blu-ray. Let's find out, shall we? Yep, this is our trailer for Mary Poppins Returns, trailer for Pixar short films, and the Disney Blu-ray trailer, and that Disney Now trailer. But they're all in a different order. They shuffle them around. I don't know why that was necessary, but all the same trailers. So that concludes your menu tour. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions, as always. Alright, so we're back from a close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? You can find it on online retailers. Christopher Robin has not been available on physical store shelves for a long time. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? Big old no to that one. Number 3, should you pick this product up? Absolutely, you should watch Christopher Robin because this movie is excellent. It's a great sequel to the Winnie the Pooh franchise. The basic storyline here is that Christopher Robin, the boy who basically created the 100-Acre Wood and brought his toys to life, is now old. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, otherwise known as Ewan McGregor. And Peggy Carter is also here, who is his wife, Haley Atwell. And their daughter, Madeline, who I don't know who this actress is, so I can't come up with a funny reference for. She's just Madeline. She's here too. Christopher Robin, as with most adults, has lost touch with his kid side. He's become absolutely entrenched in his work, has to make cuts to save his luggage company, or else his entire branch, division, all the employees that he works with or manages will be fired, and I presume he'll be fired as well. That part wasn't really fleshed out that much. That's one of my only negatives with this film, is I didn't really get the conflict with him and trying to save the luggage company and who exactly was on the chopping block. I always thought it was him that was going to get fired, but apparently no, it's his employees or his subordinates. I don't know if he's a manager or if he's like an operations supervisor or something. I don't know what Christopher Robin's job title is, but I'm pretty sure he was going to get fired if he didn't come up with an idea to save this business. But, as fate would have it, when Christopher Robin stays home for a holiday weekend with his family because he has to work to save the business, if you get that reference, put it down in the comments. Lemmy, you will get that reference. You have to save the business, my friend. Somebody important shows back up in Christopher Robin's life, somebody who he left behind long ago. That someone is Winnie the Pooh, voiced by Jim Cumming, who is absolutely amazing in this role as Pooh. Jim basically voiced Pooh for, like, decades after the original voice actor passed away. And I'm so happy that he's back here because he sounds amazing. His Pooh voice takes me right back to my childhood watching the old Winnie the Pooh sing-along VHS tape, or that Valentine's Day special that they put out on VHS and DVD, or even Piglet's big movie he was in too. I love Jim Cumming as Winnie the Pooh. He is great in this role. And Pooh has some amazing lines in this movie too, especially some that really hit home to me. There's a scene where Christopher and Pooh are in a train station, and Pooh really wants a red balloon, and Christopher goes, "Oh, you don't need a red balloon." "Oh, I know I don't need it, but I would like one very, very much." That's like my entire mentality when it comes to collecting anything. I know I don't need it, but I would like it very, very much. "I always get to where I am going by walking away from where I have been, for I am a bear of very little brain." No, Pooh. You're a bear of very big heart. And Pooh wouldn't be so convincing to the audience if Ewan McGregor didn't do a great job at convincing us he was actually there in front of him. He is amazing as Christopher Robin. I love McGregor's performance. Ewan basically has the job of Mark Hamill when he was in The Empire Strikes Back trying to convince us that Yoda was actually real. Ewan has to convince us that Pooh and the 100 Acre Wood cast is actually real, and he does a great job at that. But it's also aided by the fact that the visual effects are outstanding. These stuffed animals look real. I'm actually surprised at how real these guys look. The movements in their faces, how they walk, especially how they talk and move their mouths. These stuffed animals come to life. And the real animals like Rabbit and Owl, they look great too. I will say though, I am not a fan of Rabbit's new voice. Rabbit never sounded like an angry British person like this. "Listen up everyone, we're going to have a going away party for Christopher Robin." No, that's not my Rabbit. My Rabbit was more of the, no, nobody's home. "Ah, hello, Pooh. Pooh Bear. What a pleasant surprise. How about lunch?" That was my Rabbit's voice. It wasn't this Rabbit's voice, but it's okay. Toby Jones as Owl was kind of weird too. Owl, to me, has always had a very deep voice, something like this. "As my great-grandfather used to say." I say, what did he used to say? As much as I didn't care for the voice, he does have some pretty memorable lines here and gets the character of Owl down flat. Even Piglet, Kanga, and Roo's voices are all changed too, but those I didn't feel were too jarring. I liked Piglet's voice. I thought it fit well with his character. And Kanga and Roo are barely even characters here. They're just kind of tertiary, so I didn't really care about their voices. Jim Cumming as Tigger and Pooh, great. I thought, though, that Brad Garrett was a perfect choice to play Eeyore. That man has such a deep voice, it just transcends so well to Eeyore. I can't even do his voice justice here. You heard me try to do it in the intro, but I can't do it justice. I can try, though. "I was walking along. Wind blew me into the river. Just another Wednesday." "Oh, it's so sad and gloomy. It's a shame that Eeyore's not here to enjoy it. Like I said, Eeyore just gets more relatable with age, man. I laugh at pretty much all of his lines. Not only is the voice talent here good, but Haley Atwell gives a really good performance as Christopher's wife, and this little girl that plays Madeline. I don't know her, but she's a really good child actor. I think she's got some great roles coming up in her future. She's a really good up-and-coming actress. And the story of Christopher Robin really hits home for me personally because it feels like something that I have gone through personally in my own life. Now, I keep in touch with my kids' side pretty regularly, but if you're someone like Christopher where you just bog yourself down in work so much that you forget that it's important to actually not let your kid's side go away. It's important to actually remember that, oh yeah, I can be silly, I can be fun. It doesn't have to be serious work all the time. And I love that he has a physical representation of his childhood here in Pooh and all of his friends, especially when Pooh comes back to save him from his adulthood, I guess you could say. I just thought the story here was really personal to me. It reminded me that when I eventually find a better job than the one I'm at now and start to become more engulfed, I guess you could say, in my work, more so than I am now. My work never comes home with me because it's moving boxes. I can't move boxes at home. But when I do have a full-time job, like a real full-time one after I get done with college, I have to bring that work home, and it reminds me to strike a healthy balance. And it makes me think about how I'm going to raise my own children. I don't want to be like Christopher Robin and force my kids to just read and study and never be able to play or something stereotypical like that. Yeah, that subplot with Madeline, a little stereotypical, but I liked it. It's important to let kids be kids, and this movie has a really good message towards that. You have to let your kids have a childhood so that they can actually learn from those experiences and grow up to be better adults later on in life. This is why I'm so grateful I grew up in an era before smartphones and computers being readily available and the internet and all this other junk that has completely ruined some children's lives nowadays. I'm happy I grew up in the era where I had to go outside and actually play around on my playground outside or something in my backyard or play with my dog or something. I didn't have a phone that had access to a million TV shows on a plethora of streaming services like these kids today do. God, I sound like an old fuddy-duddy. These kids today! I just felt the story was extremely personal, and some of the emotional moments, they hit me, man. There were some moments in this, especially with Ewan and Winnie the Pooh, that really gave me chills and really made me think about that ending line at the end of The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh and the promise you won't forget me line, especially when Pooh is asking Christopher, so did you let me go? Yes, Pooh, I suppose I did. And then by the end of the movie, Christopher realizes he never should have let Pooh go. He just had to pass Pooh down to the next generation. Oh, it makes my heart flutter every single time. This movie makes me feel like a child again, just like the first movie did, Winnie the Pooh did. Or The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh did. This movie is a great film for adults who want to feel like they want to go back to their childhood and remember, hey, I don't have to be a stuffy old person. I can be fun too. I think most of the criticism with Christopher Robin is this isn't a kid's film pretty much. It has the 100 Acre Woods characters in it, but they're more mature. Asterisks by mature there. They don't swear or anything. They all still have their same personalities, but the story is more adult-oriented, and I think that's what garnered a lot of criticism from parents because they couldn't just plop their kids down in a theater and let them watch and stare at funny colors for 90 minutes. No, the kids and the parents actually had to think about the plot here. So that's a good sign when you actually have to think about the story and think about what it means to you. That's the sign of a good movie. I will say, though, this movie kind of has a drab color palette, especially during the first part, the first two-thirds, when Christopher Robin first gets to the 100 Acre Wood. It's really gloomy, and it's supposed to be for the sake of the plot, but man, this color palette, can we like turn up the saturation just a little bit, especially during the third act? I mean, London just looks gray and sad. Like, let's actually get some color going here, guys. Winnie the Pooh was supposed to be yellow and wearing a red shirt, not somewhat grayish yellow wearing a grayish red shirt. It's one of my few nitpicks about this movie. It's its color palette. I wish that they could have turned up the saturation just a little bit more during the third act when Christopher Robin was supposedly saving the 100 Acre Wood. Nonetheless, though, I fell in love with Christopher Robin the first time I saw it. It is a fun, entertaining, emotional wallop of a film, and I think that if you haven't seen it yet, you definitely should watch it, because it will make you feel things that you have not felt before. Emotionally, that is. It will make you think about your childhood in ways that you hadn't previously, and it will make you think about, if you plan on having children, how you might want to raise them in the future. I know it did that for me. It could very well do that for you too. 100% I recommend Christopher Robin. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? The Blu-ray is actually not all that common. I haven't seen it pop up on secondary markets all that much, at least not in recent years. So I'd say for the Blu-ray about 10 to 15 for that, especially if it comes with the slipcover. The Target exclusive Blu-ray is also pretty cool, so I'd say about 20 for that. The DVD, 5 to 10, and then the Walmart version, throw that in the bin. Who cares? Throw that in a fiery dumpster. So that wraps up the home media review on Christopher Robin, and folks, we are almost finished with Home Media Review Season 3. This is our penultimate episode before the season finale next week. You know how I said at the beginning of this show that each season was going to have a theme? I kind of abandoned that. I kind of just went with, here's some movies that I like, and then one movie at the end of each season that I haven't seen, and we'll see if I like it or not. Kind of abandoned the whole theme thing. I should go back to that for Season 4. I said earlier that I was planning Season 4. It's in very early pre-production right now, but I might go back to the theme for that. I don't know, though. Leave me some themes in the comments for stuff that I could probably use for Season 4 next year. But we're not done yet, folks. We have one more episode to go. You guys voted. If you didn't see the video that I uploaded last Thursday, I'm about to spoil it here. Next week, we're covering 10 Cloverfield Lane. I know virtually nothing about this movie. I know it has John Goodman in it. I know he's kind of a psycho. I know that it's kind of a thriller. They're locked in this one room. Apparently there's an apocalypse, but who knows if there actually was? Could John Goodman be lying? We'll find out next week. And we'll find out if this movie looks good in 4K, because I picked this up on Black Friday last year, so I'm excited to give this one a watch. I hope you all are very hyped up for that. I will see you all next week. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.